All right, let's talk about the difference between an RDS backup and an RDS snapshot, because the names are actually quite similar. So backups are continuous and they happen all the time. And what they allow you to do is do a point-in-time recovery. So we can say, hey, let me reset my database how it was yesterday at 4 p.m. That's what a backup would be helpful for. Backups will happen during maintenance windows. And when you delete a DB instance, you can retain the automated backups. But the thing is, the backup have a retention period and you can set it between 0 and 35 days. And after you've deleted your database, even though you have automated backups that are still there, they will be deleted eventually. So backups are something that are going to be temporary. They're great for operations on your database, but they're temporary. Snapshots, on the other hand, they were going to be more long-term. So when you do a snapshot, it will do a lot of I/O and it can stop the database from within seconds to minutes, so it can take a long time. And if you do a snapshot on a multi-AZ DB though, as we said, it doesn't impact the master, it will just impact the standby. And so that means that your master database won't have any performance impacts. Now the snapshots, once you do a full one, the rest is going to be incremental. So like an EBS volume really. And this is pretty cool because that means that the next snapshots are going to be way quicker to do. And just like EBS snapshots, we can copy and share DB snapshots. And if you do a manual snapshot, it will never expire. So it's a great way of making sure you have a database and that you won't lose its state even if you delete the database itself. What you can do is that when you delete a database, you can do what's called a final snapshot, such as you can always recover your database in the future if you wanted to. So the really interesting things to see here is that backups are here temporarily and will eventually get deleted, whereas snapshots are never deleted, but you have to make them manual. And snapshots, you can share them with people. So it's a great way of duplicating a database, maybe across accounts or across regions. All right, so that's it. You need to remember these things, and I will see you in the next lecture. So regarding backups and snapshots, there is a whole tab called maintenance and backups. So in there, we can see that the backups are automated and they're enabled and they will be retained for 7 days. Then we can also see that I have snapshots, and snapshots, these ones are automated. This is basically when I did some kind of maintenance on my database. They have been automated, but I could go and basically create a snapshot and it will be a manual one. And I'll call this one manual snapshots. And this will be a full snapshot that will stay there until the end of time. And the end of time could be very long. But the idea is that now under the snapshots, we can see that we have a different snapshot right here called manual snapshot, and this one will be created and the type of it is manual. So what we need to remember here is that this snapshot is created manually, so it will survive my database being deleted and anything like this, and I could always restore to this snapshot anything I want. For the automated backups, as you can see, the backups are going to be right here and then tell me what's going on with my backups and the one they're active. And then using these backups, I could basically roll back my database in time if I wanted to. So if I go to my database and I could click on action, I could say restore to point in time. And this is how I would basically say, okay, using the backups I have, I want to restore to yesterday 4 p.m. Something you can do with snapshots. As you can see, I'll just wait, but it would be to copy them. So let's wait for the actions menu to be available. And actually, I could just use one of these two snapshots above to do what I want to do. So I'll just click on this one, click on action. And here, as you can see, I can restore a database from a snapshot, but I can also copy a snapshot. And by copying a snapshot, I can copy within the same region or to another region, create a new snapshot identifier, enable encryption on the fly. So this is how I would enable encryption for my database. Pretty cool. And so this is a good way of dealing with databases and creating copies, etc., etc. You could also do an action and migrate the snapshots. And this is to basically migrate to a new database engine, which I think is kind of cool how it works. And this is just another option you have to migrate, for example, from Postgres to Aurora Postgres. And I'll tell you in a second, next lectures, how Aurora works. But yeah, that's it for snapshots and backups. I hope you understand the difference. Play a little bit with it, but now hopefully it's clear. And I will see you in the next lecture.